Yo, what's going on YouTube? District here. Welcome back to the Raw channel where I upload unedited Raw District gameplay from coaching sessions to gameplays to rank to anything that you can think of. Today's video is the 1v1 portion of a coaching session where we work on individual skills from peeking to shooting to moving to managing our health, setting ourselves up to make big plays, and everything that goes into how we're going to take a fight inside of Apex Legends. Now, today's coaching session was with a tier 2 pro Apex Legends player whose role is anchor, holding down for the team so that his team can make a whole bunch of plays. Today's video is all about how he can become a better anchor and how he can become a better player overall. If you want to watch the entire coaching session, you guys can do so in two different ways. One, you can join this Raw channel as a premium subscriber or as a YouTube member and get access to a whole bunch of new and upcoming complete coaching sessions, or you can head on over to my website, thedistrict.pro, not only where you can book a coaching session with me personally, but where you can also watch unedited full entire coaching sessions with a whole bunch of different players from noobs to pros. Not just that, but there is so much more content, educational type stuff on my website and going to be coming really soon to the Raw members side of things. So if you want, make sure to check that out. With that all being said, I will see you guys in the coaching session, my friends. Let's get into it.
Okay, so what we're going to start off with here is we're going to start with like a couple 1v1s. We'll be using like the full length of the pit. These first couple 1v1s, I'm going to start off. The way that I like to do things is I like to test for certain things to kind of see where issues start to occur. So I'm going to start off really easy and progressively get harder and harder. Just play the way that you normally would in like a 1v1 or just like a team fight or whatever. And then from there, we'll kind of start figuring out where issues are starting to pop out from. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, sweet. So there's no healing, there's no abilities. We're gonna just look for like raw skill, raw mechanics, and then we'll add everything else as we start like progressing through these games in our 1v1s, okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, yeah, I could tell you're like taking it easy for sure.
Right now, for right now.
I downed an adversary. This way, let's go. Enemy right here. I downed one.
Okay.
Enemy right here.
Oh,
I don't
dude,
know if-
melee.
I don't know if punching was allowed, so I didn't.
That's
like,
totally
wanna
fine.
hit
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
you.
Okay. We'll do one more really quick and we're gonna start kind of breaking some stuff down here.
Okay.
I'm in trouble.
Okay. So overall, let me ask you this. Would you consider yourself to be a very aggressive, or would you consider yourself to be a very, or maybe not even very, but would you consider yourself to be aggressive, passive, or neutral as a player, as a legend?
Passive for sure. I just
Passive?
feel like I'm just not confident, to be honest.
Okay. So I was going to agree with you. I was going to say you're definitely a more passive player, and that's totally fine. That's like the number one thing that I see from pretty much everyone that I coach. Even a lot of people who think that they're very aggressive, they're actually too passive in how they're aggressive, and it just doesn't really work. And that's kind of what's happening with you. You are actually somewhat of an aggressive player, but you're too passive in how you're going about it, and it's causing you issues, so that when you go and do the thing that you want to do, or when you go and do the thing that you should do, it's actually hurting and it's punishing you. So let's kind of start breaking down what you're not doing and how it's punishing you. Or rather, actually, let's kind of talk about something that you're doing really well that I'm actually really happy to see that we don't have to fix right away. And that's just that the fact that you're engaged. You're always looking at what's going on. So something that I made sure I was doing is every single time I looked at you, I would try to reposition, right? I'm constantly changing my angles. I'm changing my piece of cover. No matter where I go to, you're always looking at me. And a lot of the times too, you were actually looking at me before I could even look at you, which is amazing. That is usually the number one issue I have with people, is they don't try to look for shit. They wait for shit to look at them. So you're already hyper aware, and that's amazing. That is, like I said, the hardest part for most players. So now that we kind of have that settled, let me turn off my phone because people are spam texting me. Now that we have that settled, what we want to do is we want to use and we want to abuse this. If you always know where I am, then you're going to have a good advantage of always being able to move up first. And this is how this is going to work. So let's think of it like this. When we're taking a gunfight, are we starting off with space between you and me? Or are we usually starting off just swinging each other right away?
There's space.
Why,
Lots of
like,
space.
why are you starting with space though? Why aren't you choosing to just run at me? What's keeping you from doing that? And there's no wrong answers. I'm just asking.
Yeah. I guess just like starting off, it's just we're just far away from each other, and then I don't want to move up if I don't know where you are necessarily, because you could just be like on the side of me and just like poke me or like one clip me or something.
Yeah. So you're pretty much on the right track here, right? If let's just say I knew where you were and you knew where I was, what would happen if I just ran at you right now?
I could get a lot of damage off because you have no cover.
Yeah, exactly. If I just start off by just running at you, I'm gonna get absolutely shit on, right? Which is why we need to make sure that we start off with cover and with space, so that we can kind of progress our way through this very dangerous open area, right? And this is what's happening when we're in these big team fights. We establish where a team is. Our team is right here. The other team is over here. And we need to find a way to get to this team through all the open space. Maybe like we're pushing a building. We're pushing to like a god spot or something. We need this spot for whatever reason, and we need to get here without getting killed. So what's happening with what I'm seeing you do is you've established the fight with me. Let's go put you over here for a second.
Look over here.
We've established a gunfight with each other, right? Oh, that's the team that I want to push, right? And I need to work my way over there. Now, when you start engaging with me, you do this well, you just don't do this optimally. And the reason why you're not going about this too optimally is because you're not staying engaged and you're not following through off of what you've done. So let's think about it like this. We can't run through the open, right? Because we'll get shit on. So what is our goal overall? Again, no wrong answers, just asking. What is our goal to try to get from where we are to that team? How are we going to go about doing that? What are you looking for to get so that you can push forward here?
To like get damage off you, but also is it getting cover like as
Yeah,
well at the
so
same
here,
time?
let me rephrase this. So you're trying to push me, or I'm trying to push you, all right? If we just run through the open, we're gonna get absolutely shit on. which is why you're making sure that you're starting off with some cover and you're starting off with some space from me, right? And you're trying to shoot at me. So what are we looking to get so that we're allowed, or rather we're able to move through the open safely? What's going to be allowing us to do that?
Is it you not looking at me?
Yeah, right? Like you're trying to shoot at me to get something to make me look away. Now, what I'm noticing a lot with you is you're trying really hard to get damage to move up off of me, right? And that's not necessarily wrong. Damage is going to be like a very guaranteed way that you're allowed to move. If I shit on you, right, and I start moving through the open, if you try to look at me, you just don't have any health to look at me easily, and I'm just going to basically punish you for that. So getting damage the way that you're going about it, it is a really smart way to go and get, to go and push up. But
it's not the only way.
Yeah, it's not the only way, and it's not optimal. So here's the thing:
okay.
if you and me were fighting each other, right? Try to shoot me or try to poke at me right now.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and actually hit me. So I want you to try and hit me right now. Try and hit me. It's kind of taking you forever to break my shield right now.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
It's not because you suck. It's because I'm not letting you touch me. Right? I'm not gonna stand in the open long enough for you to poke at me. Right? So it can be really hard. Oops. It can be really hard to get the damage that you're looking for to actually be able or be allowed to move up into this gunfight. So by poking and peeking, it's really tough. They can just go and cover. They can manage their health really well. Especially when we start competing in a high level, right? You get into like master rank, or you start competing in PSQs. Once you get past like qualifiers and you're actually competing, like these guys, these tier 2, tier 1 like pro players, like they don't get broke. They're gonna keep up their health, and because of that, you're gonna find it very, very hard, especially as an anchor, to allow your team to walk up. Because these people, they won't give you that break. They won't give you that knock to let you walk up. So instead, what we're looking for is we're looking to create passivity in other ways. So you're currently you're currently making me passive by hurting me and breaking my shields. But that won't work, like we just established. So instead, we need to create passivity with force or with pressure. So right now, if we start fighting each other, right? You know where I'm playing. Just start pre-firing my corner and just like lay into my corner. Just hold my corner right now. Pre-fire where I should be. If you're just pressuring that every time, I only peeked out for like a half of a second, not even like a quarter of a second, like 2 times, and you almost broke my shield, right? So our goal is we know where a team is playing. We know what the angles that they're holding. If we can hold that angle and pressure where they're playing, one of 2 things is going to happen that will create passivity. Guaranteed. One is that person's going to step out to try and engage you, but you're holding them, so they're going to get hit and they have to look away. Or 2 is they're just not going to look at you because they don't want to get hit. Just like how you were trying to break me before and I just didn't let you touch me. So both of those things creates passivity. And passivity from a player is what makes the open space safe. So your goal as an anchor is to create passivity from other players or from teams so that your team and you can have a chance to start walking up. So that's what we want to overall be doing. Here's how you're not doing that though. Once you've established where I'm playing, I'm on Rampart for some reason. Once you've established where I'm playing, okay, my enemy's over here, I'm over here. You see me and you wait for me to come out. And then you start shooting. But here's the issue with that. I want you, let's both get full health. All right, I want you to be waiting and try to catch me when I go into the open. And I'm just going to peek you at a random time. And I want you to try to out damage me. All right?
Okay, are we both like
we're both going to shoot at it. Yeah, we're both going to shoot at each other right now. I want you to try to out damage me.
Okay.
Okay? You ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right. I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to go, but I'm just going to go.
Okay.
You didn't even break my shield.
Yeah.
And it's not because your aim sucks. You've already like hit crazy shots on me before in the 1v1s to the point where I was like, whoa, okay, that's kind of crazy, right? It's just the fact that I'm the one peeking you first, so I know when I'm going to stick out. you're reacting after something has already happened, so you're already the last to start shooting. So you constantly waiting, even though you know exactly where I'm playing, you waiting to see me before you shoot is actually making you become more passive first. And now that you're more passive, I can start holding you in your cover, and I can start walking up. And then I can start holding you, and then I can start walking up. And just like towards the ends of those 1v1s, I started just jumping on you. And I started putting you right into the open, and I started locking you into the end of a gunfight, which is usually like a face-to-face swing. So what we need you to start doing more consistently is once you find where that person's playing, don't just wait to see him come out. You know where he's playing. Don't let him come out. Hold him on his corner and allow you and your team to constantly be working your way up so that the next time you can make that team look away, you can swing and just force that fight and finish that 1v1. Does that make sense?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so let's try to put this to the test here. We'll use the full pit again.
Okay.
I'll start slow and I'll slowly kind of progress forward here, okay?
You're not alone. Look
Okay.
over here.
Alright, so right now you hear where I'm playing. You're trying to find that spot that you can start engaging me from. Now that you found me, now you're trying to just hold that angle on me. Perfect, perfect. Holy shit, you actually just shit on me. What the fuck? Perfect. And again, you know where I'm playing, so don't just wait to see and shoot me. Just shoot where you know I should be. One of two things will
Okay.
happen. One, I'll take damage, I'll look away. Two, I'll just look away.
The enemy is here.
If you didn't reload while pushing me,
Good for an electric.
right there, like if you didn't reload while climbing up, I think you would have been fine there.
Enemy right here. Bleeding out.
So something I want you to start thinking about is that you're going to be constantly creating opportunities. As you're shooting your gun and you're seeing numbers pop up, I want you to start thinking that is going to force passivity from who I'm fighting. Right? And I want you to try to start consistently start walking up more and more and more off of what you're doing. Don't
Okay.
wait to see what I do. Understand that at a high level, players have appropriate reactions, right? So let's just say we're fighting like a bronze player. You could probably hit a bronze player for like 150 damage and he'll keep looking at you because he doesn't know to look away. A high level player, they know if I keep looking at another high level player and I'm hurt, he's going to 100% knock me, right? High level players don't typically want to ego challenge once they've started losing the challenge. So you need to make sure every time I stick out and I connect damage, I know I'm going to start moving right away. And now if I can start putting pressure, I know he's going to stay looking away and then I can swing that. So just think to yourself, every action has to have an appropriate reaction at a high level, right?
Okay.
Or you can think of it like this. There's rules and there's suggestions. What's the definition of a rule roughly?
You gotta follow it.
You have to follow it. What happens if you break a rule?
You get punished.
You get punished. So if I'm hitting you, every action has to have an appropriate reaction. Otherwise, right, you have to follow the rule. Otherwise, you're going to get punished. If I hit you, you have to look away. Otherwise, you're going to get knocked, right? So your appropriate reaction is to look away, right? So every action has to have an appropriate reaction, right? At a high level, I can't hit you if you're looking away. My appropriate reaction has to be, well, I got to keep looking at you, so I need to start working my way up,
Okay.
right? So there's always going to be that next appropriate thing. And
Is that
Go ahead.
sorry? Is that a rule or a suggestion?
So that would be a rule. Now a suggestion, right, is very, very similar. So right now, let's just have you like right where you're standing, right? That's a perfectly fine spot. So right now, if you start pressuring my corner, start shooting where I should be. Right now, you're suggesting for me to look away, right? I can still choose to walk out if I want, and I can challenge you
I downed an enemy.
because there's nothing that's actually holding me back. It's not like I'm hurt. It's not like I can't look at you. It's not like I don't have any health, right? But a suggestion is more consistent to get and to give because it doesn't require you to actually like do anything special, right? So again, I kind of worded that like really weird. Right now, I can hit you and I can force you to look away, or I can be putting tons of pressure where you're playing and I can suggest don't you look at me, because if you do, I'm going to start connecting shots on you and you'll have to look away at that point, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to remember good players, they don't want to give you a reason to push. If I'm holding a building, I don't want to overextend or overpeak or ego challenge and risk getting broke, allowing a whole team to swing our building and take our god spot for the end game. So instead, what I'm going to do as a high level player is I'm just going to be putting in these really short, tight peaks, and I'm not gonna give you a chance to push because it's so hard to hit me. It's going to be really hard to get a rule. So instead, we need to create a suggestion. So now I'm just going to put tons of pressure when you're playing. Don't look at me. Hey, don't look at me. Don't look at me. And then I'm going to move off that really quick with my team. Right? So this could be anything. It could be force, like it could be mechanical, like a gun. It could be utility, like a grenade. It could be ability, like a knuckle cluster, a Gibraltar alt, a Horizon alt. Like it could be anything. So your job as an anchor, or your job as a fragger, or your job as a support is how can I put pressure on this team with my kit to allow my team to move through the most dangerous, vulnerable part of a fight, which is the push.
Okay, okay.
Make sense?
I believe so.
So just remember, getting a rule, forcing a player to look away is very hard when we start competing in PSQ. So if we only play off of rules, we're going to limit ourselves a lot. We need to be willing to play off of suggestions. Now, rules, right, they're more consistent with being able to play off. I mean, they're easier to play off of, but they're not easy to get. Suggestions, they're hard to play off of, but they're very easy to give.
I spotted an enemy.
So right now, you hear where I'm playing. Ego challenged me. So something that I want you to stop doing is climbing up right there. Because check this out. Climb up right now. I want you to climb up. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to snap over and I'm going to do as much damage as I can before you drop off. Your goal is to just drop off. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I almost killed you.
Yeah.
Right? And I wasn't even looking at you to start. So you climbing up, maybe you think high ground is like helping you. In this case, it's not. High ground is only an advantage if you can head glitch it. So if I can play right here, if I can either crouch and be like really hard to hit, or if this is a weird here, drop down to like the ground right here.
Strike here.
Right? If I can crouch down and instantly be out of that fight, then this is a high ground advantage. But if I'm right here and I have to walk all the way back, you're going to hit me that whole time. That's the exact same as me, instead of playing off of my corner, that's like me strafing all the way out here and then strafing all the way back. In one, especially with the new time to kill in Apex, in 1 second of shooting, every single gun in the game can do 100 plus damage. Every gun 100 plus damage in 1 second. So imagine it takes you 1 second to come out, 1 second to come in. You just gave me 200 damage. Potentially.
Yeah.
God forbid I hit a headshot on you. You're instantly dead. So you got to be super focused on, I need to be super tight to my corner so that if I stick out, it's really easy to snap back in, right? We want to make sure that we can choose to stop taking damage instantly. So don't put yourself into a spot that you can't instantly leave from.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Spotted an enemy.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Right now, you hear where I'm playing.
Yeah.
Good cover in the end, bad pressure in the beginning. So something that I want you to be focused on here is putting solid, strong pressure. It's not that you're not putting pressure, it's that it's very weak. So a lot of your
Okay.
pressure is like this. You're shooting a very small portion of your magazine.
Yeah, okay, I could see how that's weak.
Listen to how long it takes me to even just go through a whole mag. It's taking me forever to shoot that magazine, right? I'm actually spending more time in cover than I am shooting my gun, which means that I'm being passive. So what we're aiming to do, we want to shoot a quarter to half of our magazine every time we peek. The reason why it's, that range, depending on how fast or how slow your gun shoots, you can afford to shoot more or less. So my flatline shoots a lot slower than my R9. I might only shoot a third or a quarter of it. My R9 shoots really quick. I can afford to shoot half at a time. So if I'm going to be peeking out and I can't put a bunch of pressure, that person will just start looking at me. And then when he starts holding me really hard, you're going to have to look away because he's just shooting so much more than you. So that's why right there you started peeking me and I was like, I don't fucking care. And I just stuck out and I just put a fucking laser beam into where you were playing and then you had to look away super hard. So when you see me, try to really lay into that corner and I'm going to have to look away and then you can play off of that. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Opponent over here.
Yeah, like that right there. Yeah, perfect. I'm gonna hold you. How much smoother was that right there?
So yeah, a lot smoother.
Right? Like, before I could even, like, really start looking at you, I was like, fuck, I have to look away. I didn't even realize that I was getting hit because you were just already holding me. I stepped off into it, and then you just held me super hard. And then when I went to repeat, you were already holding me really hard, not just not just pussy peppering at me, right? But you were like laying in onto where I was playing, and I could not pressure back because there was too much on me. So that right there, that's what we're looking for, especially when we get into PSQ. You know where that team's playing, you fucking hold that team. Don't let them look at you.
You're not alone. Look over here.
Oh, I'm just with that one.
Nice, good shots.
I guess something that I probably need to get better at is in these moments where I'm trying to push up and I'm like trying to shoot you, like I guess I'm running with my gun out and I feel like it's kind of slowing me
let's
down. I
fix that.
just don't know when I can run with
Come up
my
here.
holster out.
So every time that we move, if we're making a big, unless that person's right in front of you, and you can simply just hit a very gentle jump slide on them, right? For instance, if you're gonna have to move like 10 plus meters, your gun should probably get put down so that your slides are faster, your slides go deeper, and you can hit them right away. Do you know what an instant slide is?
Yes.
Okay, show me really quick. Show me an instant slide. That's a jump slide.
Wait, maybe not.
Okay.
Show me, what is it?
Yeah, all good. So when we run with our gun in our hand, everyone knows you run slower, right? Run with your gun put away, you run faster. Well, it doesn't just affect your movement speed or your running, it affects your slides. They're your most used mechanic. So if I want to slide with my gun in my hand, I have to take a minimum of 1, 2, 3 steps. And they're really slow. And because they're slower, my slides are slower. And because my slide's slower, it doesn't carry as much momentum, so I don't go as far. right? So it creates so many issues just moving with your gun in your hand. Now, if I holster my gun, I'm going to run faster, which means that my slides are also faster, and my slides will go further. But not just that, I don't have to take those 3 steps anymore. Now I can just take 1 step, and I can instantly get into that slide. So that's an instant slide. So rule of thumb is, whenever we're playing cover, and whenever we want to push up, or even if I'm fighting you in the open, let's just say I'm fighting you right now, I'm going to holster my gun so that I can push up a lot more aggressively while minimizing the risk of getting a dead slide, because I don't have to take those three needless steps. So if I'm playing cover, I could be peeking someone. My bad. I could be peeking someone, holster, and then I could dead slide, and then I could slide up really aggressively with my gun in my hand. So an instant slide is simply holster, 1 step slide. That's all an instant slide is. Very basic. An advanced slide is where you actually get more benefits from. So the only difference between an instant and an advanced is when you take out the weapon. Instant slide, gun goes down. Slide, gun comes out. Advanced slide is backwards. So I want you to look at that little dot in the center of your screen, your holster crosshair. I want you to pull out your weapon and tell me how long does it take for that crosshair to change after you've inputted that key.
About a second.
Yeah, it's about half of a second. So depending on what gun you use, right, pistol versus an LMG, it'll be slower or it'll be faster. But half of a second is like the rough spot, like the rough area. So it takes half of a second to transition your body from fast to slow and slow to fast. Which means if I hit swap weapon for half of a second, my body's still going to move like my gun's down and I can input an instant slide. So what my goal is, just like that right there, I'm going to go unholster, step, crouch. And now when I get into the slide, I can actually start shooting my gun. So watch this. I'm going to peek you, holster into cover, unholster slide, and I can come off of the cover shooting my gun. So give that a try. Holster. So here's the trick that before you start doing it, remember it takes half of a second to transition from slow to fast and fast to slow. So when we peek, holster, half second pause, and then slide out.
Okay. So
Yeah, you had the instant slide there, but unholster, step jump. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, just like that. So now, when we're fighting each other, if you want to see up top, look down on me here. Now when we're fighting each other, let's just say I'm playing cover right here, and you're right here. Right now I can put pressure, holster, and I can slide out on you, my gun in my hand. Or maybe you're over here. Pressure you, holster, unholster, slide. And I can stay on top of you with my gun, I can stay looking at you, I can stay shooting at you. So that's how we're going to want to move up with our gun in hand so that we can put pressure. What about an issue that you're having? You keep pushing up on me, and then you reload in front of me, and then I fight you for free. So we're going to fix that by doing the same thing that we're doing. We're just going to add one other input. So I'm going to holster to move fast, unholster, reload, slide. Just like that. Now, it's going to feel weird. Right? Yeah, it doesn't look right because you're not finishing the reload right away. But you got to remember, the reload takes time, right? You have to go through that process. It's going to be better for you to reload while he's not looking and then put pressure right away than it is to put pressure, make him look away, reload, go to move, and now he's watching you. And now you move through the open. It's like whatever you just did never happened.
Uh-huh.
So I would rather take a little bit of damage landing in front of you and then have a full mag than move through the open with a full mag, but I'm getting looked at the entire time. So we're going to shoot, holster, unholster, reload, slide. In about a second after you hit the ground, your reload will be done and you can get back to putting pressure. So what it looks like from up top here, I'll just move into like, I'll just move into that piece of cover right there. I'm going to shoot, holster, unholster, reload. I'm here, and now I can get back to putting pressure. Swing up, swap, leave my fight, it's not working. Full reset, pressure, re-swing in, and you can do your thing, right? But you're going to holster, unholster, reload, re-peek. It's just going to be, it's going to be a weird thing, remembering to holster, pause, unholster, slide.
Holster, pause. Wait.
Yeah.
So I shoot my gun. I holster.
Yep. Pause.
And
then yeah, just like that.
then can you go over there? Can we try it like in practice?
Yeah.
Just like kind of peek out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that was really good.
I feel like I just did it there unintentionally. I reloaded in your face with my R9.
I mean, no, that's fine. I mean, like that was, you know, a mistake, right? But when you did with your flatline and you moved from here and then you slid and you got right here, you played that really good. Like you did that perfectly.
Okay. Well, that's
Alright.
good. Anything?
Let's keep doing a few more 1v1s. And then what we're going to go do is we're going to go hop into some matches. We're going to start putting everything here to the test.
Okay.
So here's something I just noticed that you've been doing. It just clicked in my head that you've been doing this the whole time. Why do you think you're taking so much damage when you go to peek for the first time?
Is it because you already know I'm there and you're pre-firing it?
Yeah, but why do you think you're actually taking the damage? Why do you think you're forced to take the damage instead of choosing not to take the damage? What do you think is happening?
Am I egoing it?
Not necessarily. So this is what's going down. When I'm moving around, you hear where I'm playing. You hear the direction that I'm going to move into, so you know what side that you should be looking at and maybe pre-firing as I come out into the open. So, because we understand where people are moving to, we know where we're going to be looking, we know where we're going to be shooting, it's really easy to just pre-fire. And then if that person walks out, they're getting hit. So this is how you end up making that mistake. I'll peek off of this rock right here. This is how you move and then get hit. Watch this. You move to the open and then you come into cover. So you start a lot of your fights by getting put into the open and then you have to work for cover. As opposed to getting to the cover. Is there no pressure? Oh, there's not. I can peek. There's pressure. Oh, I can't look. Now I can peek. So you're forcing yourself, or rather you're taking away an option to manage your health in case you're already getting hit. So right now, let's just kind of put that to the test, right? You know where I'm moving to, right? Once you see me, right, start pre-firing where I'm going to be, right? And you'll kind of see a visual from like the other side. Ready? I'm going to start moving.
Okay.
And now if I go to re-peek, I just lost all that health for no reason. Right? Versus if I choose to move to the cover first.
Oh.
Now I can choose to re-peek if I notice nothing's happening. Or I can choose to not look if something's happening. Or I can choose to keep up my health and take myself out of that fight because you might push me. So what you need to practice doing is every time you move to the cover and then peek.
Okay. So I'm like moving to the cover and like already getting ready to just without getting the cover first.
Yeah, you're moving to the peak and then to the cover, as opposed to the cover then to the
and
peak.
then the peak. Yeah, because what
Yeah.
you just said made a lot of sense. Like, is there pressure? Don't peak. If there's no pressure, then peak.
Yeah.
Versus I'm already here. There's gonna be pressure, and I'm
There's
just
going
gonna
to be
take
pressure.
damage.
They want to hold you. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of the time
okay.
you feel like you're coming out and you're like already getting hit. So think of it like this. If I'm putting pressure on you, right? Go into your cover. If I'm putting pressure on you, you can choose to stick out now. Now stick out and hard challenge me. Now I have to like reload, right? And I'm like stuck here, right? Or here, let's just get full health. All right, so I'm gonna like put a lot of pressure on this side. And then when you've noticed I've put a lot of pressure, just stick out and ego challenge me. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So you just got into your cover. I'm holding you. I'm holding you. And then you can ego challenge me. Because I don't have as many bullets as you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important. Always play off of the corner first. And then from there, you can decide what to do. Because God forbid I'm holding you. You don't want to come out into that. You want me to keep pressuring for nothing. And then you can ego challenge that and you can lay into me. Now I'm the one looking away and you're the one swinging.
Okay, that's something to look to like notice in game and in fights. I feel like sometimes I just don't really understand like how far I can really go. So sometimes I
Yeah,
feel like
come here.
I unintentionally
You,
go into the open.
so here, this is something that I show like everyone. This will really put into perspective how far you can move, how far you should move off of every push. So let's think of like what is our goal? We're gonna start our fight with distance, but it's really hard to get damage because people are gonna manage their health. So what's our goal?
To keep them passive, to keep them not looking.
But why are we doing that? What's the end goal of our fight? I don't
Oh,
want to
to-
wait to see you in the open. I want to put you in the open. So what do I have to do?
Move you from your spot.
I need to push forward, and I need to force you on my screen. I need to swing you eventually, lock you into this fight, just like that dummy right behind you. If I try to fight this dummy, he's going into cover. I can't touch him. Oh, he's in the open. Oh, now he's going back into cover. I can't touch him. Right now he's in the open. Oh, now I can kill him. Right, that's super situational. What if instead that dummy up here, make him look away? Fucking asshole, get in my way. Right, and then I can just get in front of him. Now I can keep him here and I can kill him. Right? Oh, I can swing this guy here and lock him in the open. I can kill him. Right? So our end goal is to swing and force that fight. Look at this. Look at that dummy right behind you, on the forklift, moving in and out of cover. Right? I need to push this guy because it's really hard to hit him when he's in cover all the time. So what is going to be the range that we can move very easily? Let me get rid of these dummies. What do you think is a range that is easy to push? What would you be comfortable? You can use slide jumps as a metric. You can use meters as a metric. What do you think is a range that you can swing from easily?
I think from where you're standing to this box right here.
Okay.
I think that's pretty
Yeah,
easy.
you're right. That's definitely an easy one, right? Would it surprise you if I said that you could double that distance and that's still a very easy swing?
Really?
Yeah. So check this out. One slide jump. This box right here is 13 meters. One slide jump puts me
Let's go here.
16 meters from where I started. So you can make a fairly big push with just one slide jump. If you use a bunny hop, you can extend that even more by an extra 2, 3, 5, 10 meters, depending on how much you bunny hop, how consistent you are at it. Right?
So like from here to like that end of the crate over there.
Yeah, or even the back of this forklift. So check this out. Now, it's going to be very rare that we can just bunny hop through the open for a really long time, which is why I like to use one slide jump, 15 meters, or one wall jump, 30 meters. So let's just say I'm going to fight someone back here. I can pressure him. I can hit a wall jump. And I can get
We should move here.
25 meters from where I started, right? Roughly double what a slide jump is. Now, again, if you hit a bunny hop, you can extend that even further. If you hold your wall mantle, like for instance, if I hit a wall jump, or if I hold the mantle, I can get even more distance off of it. So there's all these, just like that, there's all these little things that you can do to extend your goal, or to extend your mechanic, right? But the point here is that anywhere that is 0 to roughly 30 meters, if you make someone look away, you can push that person in like a second and a half. Remember,
Wow.
right? 1 second of shooting is 100 damage. So if I can make you look away and then push you in a second and a half, and you only have half of a second to catch me, I'm going to have still 150 damage when I get on top of you, or 150 health, and I can lay the fuck into you.
Yeah. Is where you're at about 30 meters?
This is roughly like 25-ish. So if you hit a
Okay.
wall jump, like hit a wall jump on me.
Look over here.
I don't know.
If you held your slide right there, you would have been right on top of me. Right? And you're now, boom, now I'm stuck in front of you. Now I have to take this 1v1. Right? So when we are taking a fight with each other, until you can visually assume how far someone is from you, it doesn't hurt to just ping where they're playing. Oh, 15 meters, guys. If we pressure this, when they look away, swing this motherfucker. We can push that in 1 second. Right? And then your goal is to just be confident and just force that. Just force the fight. Just be confident knowing that he'll look away and you can knock that guy by putting him into the open. Right?
Yeah. Okay. In 1v1s, I feel like. So what if there's a team of 3 and like his buddies are around? Is it still worth it to do that?
Yeah, 100%. Now, if you're a solo, maybe you're not going to push, right? But if you think of it in terms of a team dynamic, you're an anchor. Let's just think of it in PSQs, right? Because that's what this coaching session's for. It's to help you in PSQ. So you're an anchor. You're not necessarily going to be doing a lot of the moving, especially because you're like a Watson or a Rampart. You don't really have movement capabilities. What's your IGL playing? He's playing like Ash or something?
Yeah, Ash.
So his job as an IGL, or probably also as a fragger, right, is he's going to be creating a lot of the damage. You as an anchor, you're creating a lot of the pressure. You're allowing him to put himself into situations that he can force. So if we think of it in a 1v1, you're doing both of those roles. I'm pressuring, hold the angle to keep him looking away, and then you're also the fragger in a 1v1 where you're swinging and you're forcing the 1v1. If you look at it in a PSQ situation, you having only one role, you can focus on that a lot harder. So now you, let's just do a little test right now, right? You are going to put lots of pressure on that corner for me, and you're going to just call out for me. You're making that player look away.
Okay.
All right, so pressure.
He's not peeking.
Can force that knock, and then I can step back, and then you can get back to holding pressure, and now we can walk in as a team now that there's a player out of that fight.
So when you're moving up as an anchor, like, I guess it's just situational, but is it good to just follow up with you or not, because you can get out and in and out real fast?
Yeah, so you said it right there, it's situational. So depending on the dynamic, and again, it's going to be really hard to give you a very specific scenario here, but depending on the dynamic, you need to it's going to be your IGLs, he has to let you know how you're going to take this, right? Because he doesn't want to put you into a fight that you can't get out of, right?
Yeah.
So depending on the situation, right? Maybe it's just something that you don't actually even need to take this fight, but you see an opportunity and you just want to see what you can do with it, right? In a situation that you don't have to take it, you don't want to risk getting eliminated for no reason, you, as an anchor, will stay set back and just be super focused on anchoring, putting pressure, and making sure that when your player pushes in, when he takes the step back, the enemy
This time will be different.
doesn't swing out and fight him, because you're holding that team back. So you're allowing your player to push in, step away, and you're holding so that he can have a soft reset, and then maybe he can push in. And at that point, that's when he's going to be calling out, hey, we need to push this. Start walking up, right? Posture forward, right? Put more pressure. Or he's going to call out, like, not working. Let's just have a full reset. Maybe we can try again, or we can figure something out. So that's what it would be like in terms of, like, you don't have to take that fight. But what if we really fucking need this POI? What if we really need this building? As he's putting pressure, or my bad, as you're putting pressure up, and I'm walking in to see what I can do, and I step back, now you're trying to put pressure while moving up. So now instant slide and instant slide and walk up with it. So now you're instant sliding and walking up, and now that we're here together as a team, now we're swinging in together, we're playing our cover, right? And again, you're anchoring, but really, really tight and close. So now again, you're still holding those corners that people are playing on so that I can walk up and try to do damage. And as I'm calling out big damage, is it easy or is it hard to poke players? Yeah, there you go.
Easy.
It's hard to poke players. It's hard to poke, it's easy to swing, right? It's easy to force damage by swinging. It's hard to get damage by poking. So as the fight progresses more and more, you as an anchor start becoming a fragger. And now you need to start forcing more damage because your fragger can't do all the work. He can't frag 100% of the time. He's going to have to take breaks. And a break is passivity, and that team starts swinging. So let's kind of like redo that. All right, so I'm your IGL, right? Hey, like we want to take this building here, right? We need an opening. So I'm kind of poking, we're looking for that. And then you're calling out, hey, I got this guy looking away. I'm holding my guy off the corner, right? Oh, you got that pressure off. Awesome. I'm walking up. All right. Like I got this knock over here, right? And now you're walking up with this as I'm popping a cell, right? And now we're putting pressure, and now you're anchoring, and I'm swinging in, and I'm looking for those angles, right? And now I'm walking up here, and I'm putting pressure, but I have to take a step back. Now you're forcing, and now I can swing in with you, and now we're hard committing to this fight. We're locking them in. That is going to be the pace of a gunfight. That is going to be those steps. So you want to think you're starting off as an anchor, and your fragger starting off as a fragger. But as he starts putting more and more work in, he's going to be taking damage, and he's going to have to slow down, which means you have to start speeding up.
I see. Okay. Thank you. The insight is good. I like it.
All right, perfect. Okay, sweet. So, with that in mind, how are we feeling about hopping into some matches?
Yeah, I'm down for
Okay, let's do it. When is PSQ? When's like qualifiers, or like when is it?
There's been 2 so far, which was the past 2 weekends, and then it's continuing the next 2 weekends. So we're like halfway.
So this weekend and next?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here, let's do this. So I would love to see you qualify. Record your VOD for PSQ. And then I'm hoping that next week I've got an open time slot. Let's get your whole team in, and we'll do like a VOD review for PSQ. Cool
Okay. Yeah. I'll let them know. I think I told them we should get a coach for that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I mean, hey, I've been looking to coach a team. I'm currently coaching like a youth team every weekend, or like every Tuesday. So if you guys are looking for a coach, we'll see what we can do.
All right, sweet.
All right.
I'll do that. I'll VOD the next one. It's this Saturday, so.
All right.